I've worked with some really short hitters, people so challenged for distance they can't even hit the ball. 180 yards would be even a dream. They said that they would give me a big hug if I could just teach them to hit the ball 180 yards. So if you're in that boat, you just can't hit it anywhere at all, then I want you to keep watching, because I want to show you the number one reason why short hitters can never become long hitters until they fix this one thing. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. I continue my journey to hit the ball longer and straighter than I ever have before, from tee to green. I hope to show you how too. So short hitters have a very particular look in their early follow-through. Now, of course, the follow-through is simply a reflection of what has come before that. But a few symptoms of the issue are, and you want to film yourself from face on, you might see that you look just like this. We'll have a bent left elbow. We'll have a club shaft that is actually at what I call a negative angle from the forearm to the wrist, as opposed to, let's say, a positive angle here. So you're not even catching up with your forearm by the time you get to be here. You're at a negative. And the left elbow is in a bent chicken wing position. So it means the handle of the club is very close to the abdomen, like this. So this is what I see almost universally when someone who cannot hit the ball 200 yards or anywhere near as far as they would hope to, they come to see me, and most people look like this. Now, this is simply the actions of a golfer who is pulling the club down into the ball, trying to make this end of the stick go fast instead of this end of the stick going fast. So, a typical golfer with no speed, they will tend to have no or very little body rotation, and they will tend to pull the handle of the club into the ball. And you can see, if I do that from back here, the follow-through is going to look just like this big negative angle. Now, that club head may never have been traveling any faster than the handle, and boy, that handle wasn't traveling much over 20 miles an hour if you're lucky. So we've got to change that. We've got to substitute from the pulling action, and we're going to substitute it with an outwards throwing action. So I would invite you, pick up a club, and you can just do this on the horizontal above the ground to stand taller, and you can just practice getting the gist of the feel of this. And I want you to just, from back here, I want you to throw the club outwards as far away as you can get from you, like this, and let it freely pass the hands until you can get that thing 90 degrees past your hands. And I want you to do this all back here at kind of a diagonal behind you, like this. Just throw the head. Don't try to advance this end of the stick, just throw the head. Now what you're seeing is you're going to be forcefully straightening out the right elbow. That's one thing we need to do. However, as the club starts to gain outwards momentum, it's actually going to finish the job for you. It's actually going to pull your arm outwards with it. It's outward seeking force yanking your arm into this straight position. If you are pulling on it, there's no outwards force that will act on your arm. So it's this thing, and then make the club head freely. Don't stop. Throw it past the hands like this, and you'll see my elbow is now starting to fold correctly, and I'm getting this positive angle. So if I were to add rotation, which we'll talk about in a second, the follow-through would now look like this. Straight right elbow, folding left elbow, 90-degree angle. Very early on from the right forearm to the club shaft. Now that club is really going to be zipping through the ball. However, without any rotation, now remember this, why do they call this a cast? Well, yeah, it's kind of like you're making a sidearm fishing cast out into the the pond over here, but if I only employed that, this is why pullers can't get out of this, because they hit it like this. So there I just hit a ground ball to the shortstop. No air, no power at all. You can see why someone struggling with distance would not fall into this naturally, because it makes them hit it worse and even shorter. However, once you add the rotation to it and balance this out, remember, pulling action balances out the need to not rotate. Throwing requires rotation to balance it out. What I would urge you to do is just practice this action, throwing the club head. Notice I'm keeping the handle back on the side of my body more, throwing the head around 180 degrees until you have that motion, until you are finally not trying to yank on the handle. Leave the handle in place and throw the head around it. It's going to take much less grip pressure, much more loose and articulate wrists than you've probably been using. Then I want you to apply it, instead of over here, I want you to apply it over here. Now don't allow that don't let it allow you to pull again, because you won't get this swoosh sound. Hear that swoosh sound I got back there? Now, of course, that's too early, that's a cast. We need to get the swoosh over here. So now let's turn and swoosh. If I just have the intention of getting the swoosh out here somewhere, and eventually, sure, we can lower it lower and lower to the ground as we bow, I will have made this excellent 1-2 punch, turn and swoosh. So it starts with eliminating the pull, substituting the pull with a throw of the club head outwards in space, away from you, as far out in space as you can get away from you, and around the circle. Then relocate it in front. So using this, we can get quite a lot of distance and club head speed out of a swing that looks very, very gentle. So it's just a little flick of the wrists, like a Kirk Gibson home run swing, and we're out right at 280 yards or so. Piece of cake, plenty of distance to play scratch golf, certainly. So keep this in mind. I want you to start developing your throw this way. First without a ball, many times. We've got to get rid of the pull. Then there'll be a necessity to turn and throw. So all a golf swing is, that's for power, is turn and throw. Throw out into space, outwards away from you, around a wide circle, and you're going to get so much more speed and distance you won't even believe it. Give this a shot. Leave any questions you have down in the comment section. I hope you got enough value out of this video to hit the subscribe button. Head over to hititlonger.com for hundreds of more videos and articles that are going to help you improve your golf swing. And if you don't see you in the next video, I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.